family. This is Jacob, aka Heavy Arms. You're watching Heavyworks channel here. For all the people that are on YouTube and Twitter, hello everyone as well. And today I'm actually going to update you guys on what's going on in the projected future and what things are going to be looking like in terms of business. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and get people on this channel. Say hello. Give me a second here. Invite some people. Invite. Get people watching. Just a moment, guys. Mm-hmm. And done. Okay. All right. So, this is just an update on things right now as far as upcoming news. So, first and foremost, I am getting back into my grind, so you may see certain deals show up on your channel, well, on your Facebook page every once in a while. Certain computers will go on sale for much cheaper than what you would find in stores, or a lot of refurbished builds and things like that. And they're just that. Builds that I might have gotten a lot of spare parts from, and confirmed worked properly, done lots of testing, and confirmed that all the parts are working the way they're supposed to. And at that point, I'll be able to sell it, of course, at a discount. It does profit me, of course, but it will be something that you can use for the next several years and not have to worry about, any kind of breaking down or any parts that are messing up or anything like that. So, looking forward to giving you all that. So, let's see here. Right now, I'm building a desktop for one of my friends. I do have still a laptop that I'm selling for about $300 right now. And again, those specs are 8 gigs of RAM with a 500 gig solid state hard drive. Let me see here. Windows 10. It's a Dell. It's a Dell Inspiron 153552. That's the model. Excuse me. And let me see, the processor in it is a Celeron processor. I'm not really sure what the generation is. I'm just trying to get that for you, but I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not perfect. But it is a good computer. I got it up to date. Everything works great on it. And it has the most current version of Windows 10. And it definitely has a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connectivity. It's ready to go. Camera also. So if you're interested in that laptop that I'm talking about, the Dell laptop, it's about $300. Perfect for anyone who's in school, needs something to get projects done, or you had a Zoom meeting, or just getting things to take care of. Pretty simple, easy work. Easy to do. So keep me posted on that, guys. I do have another desktop I'm going to be building for a friend. I think I'm going to go ahead and stream that live. It's going to be, like I said, a quick flip for my good friend Shane, and that one's going to be some parts I have laying around the house. These old MSI motherboard with I think i5 2500K in it. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's Sandy Bridge. Have about 6 gigs of RAM. Yeah, and I have I have two 2 gig sticks and two 1 gig sticks. They're two different sets. So I believe I will have the dual channel going on. Excuse me. But they're all 1300. They're all 1333 megahertz. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem with any kind of speed problems or any problems like that. So paired with it will be a 120 gig solid state drive, and I have a 1 terabyte mechanical drive. I'm gonna make sure I put in there for storage. I might actually put the 500 gig hard drive for storage because he's already explained to me that he really doesn't play that many games, so I don't think I should put so much storage in it, seeing that he really doesn't play that many games. But with it, I'm going to pair it's a R7 360, I believe is the processor I'm going to put in it. So it'll be great for 1080p at medium settings for him, because he stated to me he doesn't really play high-end games. So the kind of games he is going to play, he probably will be able to get 1080p at high frame rates, and even on high settings for those. So, like I said, it is an i5 2500K, so we should get some overclocking out of it, depending on what cooler I put on it. I'm not sure. I'm going to take a look in the goodie bag, or the goodie drawer, and see what I have to put on it. If not, I'll just leave the stock cooler on it and run it at stock speeds. Again, I don't think he's going to need the additional horsepower. If he does, then he can go ahead and add a larger cooler at a different time. But for now, I think just stock is good. I believe so. I'm going to pair that up with, I have a power supply that's probably overkill for it, but you use what you got, right? So I got a 850 watt power supply that I'm going to go ahead and plop in there. Should be more than enough energy to give him what he needs. So all in all, I think he's going to be happy with the build. The case is going to be an AeroCool RGB case. It comes with the RGB strip on the front. You can change the colors and whatnot. It is what it is. Whatever. I don't care. So, yeah, I think he's going to be happy with the build, and I'm excited to give it to him whenever the time comes. So, there is that. Moving from there, I'm going to be constantly looking for, just used parts, computers that people don't want anymore. So if you guys have any donations or anything like that, feel free to actually give them here, and then I'll be able to go ahead and, just make other builds and sell at a discount to other people. And then depending on certain ones, I might actually give some away. For various reasons, for the people that are less fortunate, that can't really afford a computer right now, that really need it to take care of their schoolwork, or to find jobs, or whatever the case may be, in terms of getting back on your feet. I understand everybody don't have it right now, and I'm just trying to do my part with the skill set that I know how to do. But I do want to make some money. So I'm not going to act like everything is going to be for free, but I will definitely reach out. Just reach out to me and tell me what your situation is. If you have old parts, maybe you have an old computer that you don't do anything with, and you would use it if you could. You're probably thinking about getting a new computer, but maybe you don't know exactly if you should. Give me a call, hit me up, and I can actually look through it with you and make sure and see what you have, and I'll let you know if you can salvage it, upgrade it, keep it viable, or if maybe you should let it go and find something new. And if you do want to find something new, I can work that out with you too. Whether it be a, say, laptop or desktop. Funny thing that people don't know is that there's a lot of pre-built systems out there that you can purchase on the cheap and just plop a solid state drive in it and have an extremely viable system for a fraction of the cost of what you would pay in stores. Because the used market is very, very, very saturated with pre-built Lenovo's and Dell's and HPs that you can purchase, and people just don't seem to be too keen or too savvy on it. So they would go to the store and try to purchase something for a much, much more expensive price. The only caveat to that is if you don't know what you're doing, or maybe something messes up. Sorry, I'm checking my phone right now. Let's say that something messes up on the computer or something like that. You're not under warranty at all, so you're kind of on your own in that regard. But that's not necessarily a problem, especially if you know me, because this is what I do. So I can always troubleshoot what the problem is and come up to a solution. So, you know, just if you deal with me, continue to talk to me, work with me, and I'll get things working out for you. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what the gist is for now. Moving along here, what else I want to touch on in computer news? Yeah, the prices of processors or CPUs, if you will, are starting to get cheaper. All right, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you all. Uh, Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the page. See if I can bring the screen up here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Window capture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and make that Amazon.com. And let's make that a little bit smaller. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Boom. I want to make sure I make that. Bomb. Well, I'm trying to make it bigger. Oh, here we go. And it covers the whole page for the most part. And let's move that up here. All right. So, sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to make sure I get back to what's important. So, let's go ahead and get back to what I was talking about, and that be the price of processors. So, I want to move this over here. Ho ho. Ho ho ho. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to. Bomb. That's better. Oh, what's up, Vitoni? What's up, London? So, yeah, I'm just showing people the prices of what's going on and trying to show you guys what's, the processor prices and stuff. Matter of fact, let me get into one of the builds I actually had saved up. Let me see here. So, this was a mock up I had a while back. Of course, some of the prices have changed. Um, right here, I'm looking at the AMD Ryzen 5 3400G. Now, if you're new in the game and you just want something that will be able to, just play your games, you know, and that pretty much be it. It's a good place to start. When I say play your games, I mean like very casual games up to maybe I would say certain like it'll still play certain AAA titles and stuff like that because it is the latest Ryzen architecture as far as embedded graphics. The CPU portion of it is really good, actually. It's a 4-core, 8-thread Ryzen cores. Ryzen Zen 2 cores, I believe. Let's go into it so I can make sure I'm right here. Yeah. Let's go down. I believe it's Zen 2. Let me just double check. 4.2, 65 watt. Yeah. Yeah, these are the Zen 2 cores. So it's the good stuff. The good stuff. You definitely want it. So the cool thing about this is you don't need an additional graphics card. So if you're just starting up, you want to make sure that this 189 not only covers the cost of the CPU, but it also covers the cost of the graphics card within the price. So when you go back here, when I go back to the list of parts here, you don't have to worry about factoring the cost of a graphics card. All right. The RAM, I put down low profile Corsair Vengeance. It's about $75.99. And then, of course, I saw this Dark Flash case for about $65. There we go. Yeah, it's about $65 and whatnot. And right now, this case, it was in stock, but they're talking about getting your case between July 30th and August 6th, which is not it's not ideal. But you could definitely shop around and find another case that might be more worthy for you. I mean, perfect example would probably be this Cooler Master case, or possibly anything in your budget range. Because we're going micro. I was going micro ATX with this particular build because of the motherboard that I was using, which was this Asus Prime B450MA. Now, I chose this particular motherboard not only because at the time it was very affordable. We're talking about, it was about $80 at the time that I saw it. Now it's not really for sale anymore, but it had really good reviews. I know that the overclocking support is pretty good on it. Now, if you can't find this board, the next best thing, or I would say my favorite, because the thing about Asus, they have really good support when it comes to BIOS updates. So what I would choose, if it were me, would be the ASRock B450M. This one here. This motherboard I've used in the past. I've put in people's. I use ASRock boards. I actually have an ASRock board in my build right now. I have the X370 Killer Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi model. Yeah, it's called the X370 Killer SLI AC. That's mine. But this one right here, oh, come on, honey, get out of the way. This one is the ASRock B450M Pro 4. And although it is the B450 chipset, it will work for the 3000 series chips with the BIOS update. So what you would do is you get something maybe like a 2000 series or a 1000 series chip, put it in there, and then do your BIOS update. And then at that point, you can swap it out with a Ryzen 3000 series chip, like a 3600 or maybe a more expensive chip or whatnot. Honestly, though, because of the form factor, that being the B450 chipset, you probably don't want to go anywhere past, say, the 3700 or anything past, say, 95 TDP, because these VRMs are nice and beefy, but they aren't so strong to the point where you want to actually push anything past 8 cores, 16 threads. Okay, so and if you do, you really don't want to overclock it too much because it's not going to give you so much overclocking room. Now, 65 watt TDP chips would be just fine on this board. I've used them and have pushed them, and it's been excellent. And they also have pretty good support for the RAM chips. Like as you can see, It says 3200 plus OC. Now that, although it says 3200 plus, I've seen it support more than that. So I'm just telling you for your own reference. But yeah, this is a pretty good board to start off with for everyone who's trying to build a PC on a budget, who's looking for a system to build on, and you want to go AMD. This is a great board to start up with. All right. As far as the power supply is concerned, if you're not familiar with them, usually go Corsair and whatnot. I was looking at this one here though. This one looks pretty decent. GameX. They have, this is an 80 plus bronze power supply that they have, semi-modular. Now they're pretty new in the. I wouldn't say they're new in the game, but they're starting to get a real resurgence. A little bit, I would say, after the started, after COVID started. So I would definitely look at this here. It'll be a great opportunity to get something that not only has decent, because I'm looking at the 12 volt rail, which is what's important. You got 480 watts on the 12 volt rail. More importantly, you got 40 amps on that 12 volt rail, which means that that's the output, which means that it should be able to hold steady power over an extended period of time. That's really what you want to look for in terms of your power distribution. So while it says the 600 watts total, there's about 100 watts on the 3.3 volt and the 5 volt rail, but the 12 volt rail holds the majority of that, of course. And then of course the output, the volts, you want to make sure it's somewhere around 30-40 amps and whatnot if you're looking at something at this capacity, this being a 600 watt power supply. And also another benefit is that it's semi-modular. And what that means is, if you see those two cables on the side there, here it is. The ones that come plugged in automatically, it's this 24 pin right here at the top, as well as the where is it? Oh yeah, the 12 pin, the 12 volt CPU. It's either 4 to 8 pin connector. That when both of these come automatically on the computer, this red one and this black one. All right, so that automatically comes on there. You have other additives like say your SATA cable, graphics card cable, and of course your Molex power cable right there. So it comes with all of that. It comes with all that for you. The cool thing is that you plug in what you need. You're always going to need the two power cables for your motherboard, so that's the reason why that's always connected to it no matter what. But the cool thing is all the extra stuff like the hard drive cables and the PCI cables, just in case you got a graphics card. That stuff right there is optional. A reason being is because, of course, motherboards nowadays have M.2 drives that you can actually plop right onto your motherboard, which eliminates the need of an additional cable to plug in for, say, data or even power. So, and of course, a lot of these newer computers also have integrated graphics, so you don't need to, or if you are using a graphics card, some of them are actually very power efficient, to where they don't need an additional PCI cable. And that cleans up your build tremendously when all you need is, say, 1 or 2 cables to get your computer working right, and you can just leave the others out of the equation and it keeps your computer really, really clean. All right, so it's just food for thought. Usually when you're looking for power supplies, something semi-modular or fully modular is usually the better way to go. And always look for 80 plus ratings here, like right here. It says 80 plus bronze, which is a great place to start if all you're doing is browsing the internet and gaming and stuff like that. You probably want to look for something a little bit more, a little bit stronger, like 80 plus gold or even platinum if you're going to do things like content creation or something even stronger, like if you're running like a server or something like that, then you want to go say 80 plus platinum. because of course you need that to run all the time. And that means that the power efficiency is going to be, say, 90%, or sorry, 95% plus. All right, 80 plus bronze means that around at least 80% of the time you're going to get 100%. You know, your efficiency is going to be at 100% at around 80% of the time. 80 plus gold is about 90%. 80 plus platinum is about, say, 95% or whatnot. And then 80 plus titanium is just dumb amounts of stability. You know, and the price goes up accordingly. So, you know, you guys can always take a look at what I'm talking about in terms of the power curve and things like that. So, you know, take a look at it on your own free time. You know, I can't teach you everything. You got to have the will to learn yourself. But moving along here with this build I was talking about, let me just go back. Hold on. In terms of storage, this is what I was going to do for him. Two things. One, I was going with this right here. It was the Silicon Power PCI Express 256 gig NVMe SSD. Now, it's only about $37.99. All right, and it just screws right onto the motherboard, and it gives you your speed. Now, the cool thing about it is it's extremely inexpensive. You get about 250 gigs, which is actually more than enough to run your operating system, and it's fast. You know, especially for any general use or just gaming in general, it does a great job. It does a really good job. You know, no problems at all. I would either go with that one, or if not that, I would go with, say, a Kingston drive, or let me see. There's a bunch of different options available for like even faster. The Western Digital Black for $54.99 would probably be the way to go if you're really looking for, like, you know, good speed, but not having to spend too much for it. You know, this one, I would go with this one because the speeds are even faster. So, but yeah, any general use, I would definitely go with one of these here. And then of course for additional storage, I would opt for this Seagate 2 terabyte hard drive here. Now the cool thing, and thing you want to make sure you bear in mind, is not just the RPMs here, which is 7,200 RPMs, which is the standard for most, say, regular mechanical hard drives, but you really want to take a look at the amount of cache. Like this one right here has 256 megabytes of cache, which is actually really good for a mechanical drive. Most mechanical drives has about 64 megabytes of built-in cache. Mm. Mm. Excuse me. So what that means is, at any given time, when it's trying to spool up data, um, 64 megabytes cache is kind of like its version of RAM. You know, it's random access memory. Like it stores up some things on the side. Like it says, all right, I can handle this much, but I got this I got to put this stuff on the side. So when I'm done doing this, I can go ahead and continue with this work, whatnot. Um, that hard drive, the more cache it has, the more it can handle at any given time, which gives you actually a more efficient running drive. This particular drive, like I said, has 256 megabytes cache versus 64 megabyte cache, which gives you basically a really good experience when it comes from that. Although it's coming from, say, Seagate, and usually when it comes to Seagate, I really don't like. I used to not like them not too much, but the new Seagate stuff seems to be working pretty good, and I haven't really seen new Seagate act up. So I'm willing to give them a chance now. But back in the day, old Seagate, I couldn't recommend them at all. You know, so I'm gonna see what's going on with them for now. But yeah, that was pretty much his build. This was the power supply I was gonna get him, but they stopped selling it because it sold out too fast. Light hotcakes, of course, because they saw it was too good of a deal and everybody bought it. So now it's no longer available. And it is what it is. But that's the nature of the beast. New items get on sale, other items are not on sale. That's how it goes. Now, Couple of things you want to look out for. Let me show you something. Show you something, people. Let's see. Rising 1600 AF. Let's see. Now, they're still overpricing this CPU, which is sad, but you know, it is what it is. Um, One thing I wanted to make sure you guys kept in mind is there's this CPU right here called the R5 2600. Now, take a look here. That says YD2600 BAF box, okay? Which is basically a 6-core 12-thread box. Sorry, a 6-core 12-thread chip. Now, this right here, 1600 BAF box, right? The same CPU, 6 cores, 12 threads. It's the same CPU as this CPU for 150 bucks. Literally the same CPU. But the difference is that they had extra and they wanted to make sure they got rid of it. So, you know, you're going to get a better CPU for, the same CPU for a cheaper price. Now, the cool thing is because it's running on the Zen Plus cores, you're going to get better performance than the original 1600s that came out. So, if you're really looking on a budget and you want something that's going to give you maybe, you know, streaming performance or something that you can edit video with and whatnot, and also maybe get into some gaming or whatever, I would say pick up this. It's $100 right now. It used to be 85 bucks. I don't know what happened during the time of inflation, but the price went up on it. It is definitely available. I mean, if you were to order it today, you get it by Monday. You know, so it's not too bad in terms of delivery. Um, like I said, it's definitely worth getting this CPU if you're looking into getting into any kind of editing or stuff like that. The closest Intel counterpart today, I mean, if you even want to look that far, let's see, that was the i5, no, i3 actually, 10, 10300 I think it is, yeah. So the 10300, this one goes up to 4.2 gigahertz, whatnot. It's all right processor. It's not bad. 1151 chipset, about 109 bucks, whatever. Let's see the board that goes with it. I forgot the board that goes with it. Yeah. So I think it's the Z series. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to help you all find the equivalent because I'm not trying to cater just to AMD, but really when it comes to comparing the both of them, usually AMD right now they have the better prices, and I'm not trying to be a fanboy about it, but it's just, you know, the truth of the matter is that they are giving cheaper options, and they are just they're selling like hotcakes right now, you know. uh Z370, huh? Hmm. See, right now, this CPU, you can't even get it. It's in stock June 30th. That's about, what, 10 days from now? And the other CPU is available, like, right now. So, that's what I was telling you guys. It's a little hard to get these things. And then let's say you want to get the 8100 CPU, which is a little bit older, and it's even more money. It's like 118 bucks versus, say, 109 bucks, as you see now. And then, of course, we're talking about, all right, say the B365M board. That would be something that you would get, a B365 or the B360 board. That's the chipset that you would use. Something Coffee Lake or above. So, I mean, it's a lot of mess, really, a lot of mess. And this is Skylake. This is way back when. You know, they still have processors from way back when that cost $100 and G4500. I mean, that's Pentiums and stuff, seventh generation, 7350K. You know, just old stuff, and they cost that much. When you can get the newer stuff from AMD and pay less, get more cores, more performance, which is why I normally tell customers, hey, if you're gonna go with a pre-built or a computer you want to build yourself, and you're gonna do more than gaming, or even if you're just gonna do gaming and you have a budget in mind, I would strongly suggest going AMD because they always save you money. You know, so that's that's the lesson today. Oh gosh. But in any case, let me go ahead and put me back on the top here. There we go. So, yeah, I hope you guys learned something because I had fun. I had lots of fun. Um, if you guys are interested in finding out more, or you like seeing videos like that where I show you guys a little bit more about what's going on and uh, giving you more information on what's available, you know, what you can do, how you can save some money. Maybe we might put together a PC part picker build, you know, with certain things in mind. And maybe you might want to get on the stream one day and ask me, hey, I'm looking for a build, and we can make that the subject of the video. But whatever it is that you'd like to do, give me a heads up. Maybe hit me up in the comment section, or just go ahead and send me a direct message or whatever the case may be, and we'll do that. I'll hold a stream and we'll have a good time. All right. And again, if you're looking for a build in particular, or something for me to build for you, or maybe you might have an old computer you want to maybe resuscitate or update to, say, today's standards, whatever the case, hit me up because I'm available. You all have a great day. This is Jacob, aka Heavy Arms of Heavy Works. You all have been great.